Relentless, stubborn, won't quit, won't stop. Does that sound like you? Well, if it does, this episode is for you. Today, we're going to talk about determined to succeed. Let's get into it.
We got the passion, we got the drive. Regular people living real lives. And this is Tctalks. This is Tctalks. This is Tctalks. And this is TC.
Well, hey, what's up, everybody? This is TC here. I know you thought I was gone, but no, I am not. I was out of the country, but I'm back. Episode 14 here on TC Talks. Yeah, episode 14. We getting it in. You know, here on TC Talks, we're just regular people living real lives. Yeah. All right, if this is your first time on the podcast, I appreciate you being a first timer, but you know what to do. You need to hit that notification bell and that subscribe button, and every time we go live and we drop fresh content, you will be the first one to be notified. And I also want to welcome those returning podcasters. Man, we appreciate you listening to the podcast. And we just thank God for a faithful audience coming back for another episode. Well, you heard it here first. We're at episode 14 about determined to succeed. But y'all know I can't have this episode without telling you just a little bit about my venture to Johannesburg, South Africa. That's right, TC went to the motherland, and it was indescribable, man. It was life-changing. I had the opportunity to share there in ministry, and it was absolutely amazing. Flight one way. Man, can you believe that? 30 hours in the air. My goodness, whoo! But I was in Delta One though. I had me a bed. Now, when I went over there, I probably slept maybe about 3 or 4 hours, tossing and turning, dozing in and out. But on the way back, I had me a good 8 hours sleep, boy. And they feed you good too on the plane. If your do not disturb button ain't turned on, man, they ask you if you want something to drink. Would you like a cheeseburger? Would you like a pizza? I'm like, what? I didn't know this living was this good in Delta One. I should have been here a long time ago. But anyway, I'm just so appreciative of the opportunity to share the gospel message literally halfway around the world. Man, it's exciting. And listen, my book is now in another country. The E3 program is now in another country. It's in somebody's hand physically, man. And that is amazing to me. You know why all that came about? I know that the Lord opened up a great door and an opportunity, but without the opportunity and the door and determination, it would not have happened. I was just speaking to one of the members of the church the other day, and they reminded me how encouraging it was, because just a few months ago, I said one of my goals is to be a world-class communicator. Listen to the words, world-class communicator. And then not too long after that, I was invited to go to Africa to communicate. Is that not insane? Man, let me tell you something. Before you see it in your hands, you first off must see it in your head. Before you see it in your hands, you got to see it in your head. But here it is, if you're taking notes, you got to ask yourself, why do you want to succeed? When I said I wanted to become a world-class communicator, I just wanted to be better at my craft. I wanted to be able to communicate better. I wanted the audience to understand me better. I wanted to provide that would make impact, life-changing impact. That's what I want to do. I didn't say, I want to be a world-class communicator so I can go to Africa. That wasn't even on the cards. I just said, I just wanted to be a world-class communicator. And y'all heard me say it on another episode. So you know what I started to do? I started to get my reps up. I started reading books. I started expanding my vocabulary. I started just practicing. I started just saying things over and over and over again. I started just keep reading things and listening to things that was helping me to move towards the pendulum of a world-class communicator. Now, I still don't consider myself to be a world-class communicator, but when I had that goal, that trajectory, guess what opened up? Africa opened up not even 6 months later. And I think that's just the beginning. Now, listen, I'm no special person. I'm just a regular person here on TC Talks talking to you. And I believe that if that can happen for me, God knows it can happen for you. But here it is. You have to be determined to succeed. That when the storms of struggle hit your life, be determined. That when the critics show up, you got to be determined. That when you feel failure is on the horizon, you have to be determined. You got to have a pit bull, tenacious, dog-like, unslippable grip on success. And I'll say this right here, and I've been saying this, and I'll say it one more time here on TC Talks. Failure will never be your result as long as your determination to succeed is strong enough. Failure will never be your result as long as your determination to succeed is strong enough. You got that? Let me use a biblical story here. First of all, here on TC Talks, you know I'm a pastor, so you know I got to bring out the Bible. You know, let me share this with you. David, David is one of my most favorite people in the Bible. I think we some kin. My wife will say, you know why? Because he was short, and he was good looking, like me. Now, you know what I say. It's a sad fraud that don't praise his own pond. So I got to, pat myself on the shoulder. I'm a good looking fella, man. My mom and dad did a good job. Thank you, Jesus. I appreciate you. Stop taking yourself too serious, man. If you can't laugh, you need to go to bed and wake up tomorrow and try it again. All right, here it is. David, who's one of the 8 sons of Jesse, is behind the mountain tending his father's sheep, right? And that seems like a minimal responsibility, but he's doing it well. He's doing it with excellence. So that when the sheep are threatened by lions and bears and wolves, David is there to guard the flock with the best of his ability, and he's doing it well. He takes the head of the lion. He takes the head of the bear. He takes the head of any would-be predator that would threaten the responsibility that he has to watch the flock. So he took his responsibility serious, even without an audience. Oh my God. If you are intoxicated by the applause of people, then you will never be sober enough to really be successful. God, can I say that for the people in the back? If you are intoxicated by the applause of people, then you will never get sober enough to really be successful. Listen, you have to be well when there's nobody around. You got to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward, even if there's an audience of 0. Because you're not doing it for the audience. You're fulfilling the responsibility that was assigned to you. David was assigned, watch this, to watch the sheep by his father. So he did his assignment well so that he could please the one that assigned it to him. Now check this out. After he did that well, while he's killing lions and tigers and bears, oh my, here comes his father. Hey, I need you to go check on your brothers for me. Take them something to eat. Bring me back a report. Let me know how they're doing. He had to do a DoorDash run or Uber Eats. But it wasn't even about the food. It was about an opportunity. David was unaware that there was a 9-foot Philistine giant shouting obscenities to the armies of Israel. But he shows up on a DoorDash run doing what his father asked him to do. Can I tell you something? When you are aligned with, here it is, the will of the Father, opportunities will come knocking or shouting. Goliath was simply an opportunity. And you may have heard this before, but I'll say it again. The worst opportunity that you could ever have is the one that you're not prepared for. Remember, David, this young kid, is killing lions and bears and wolves without an audience. But now here comes Goliath and an audience. And David didn't ask for either one. He was just prepared for it. If you don't get nothing else out of this talk, preparation is never wasted time. And let me add one to it. It's never free time. Preparation is simply delayed profit that the public will pay for once they see your level of execution. David showed up and he asked, what does the man get who kills this Philistine giant? Hey man, you get all your taxes paid and you get the king's daughter. You know what I call that in layman's terms? Man, you get money and a honey. That was something that he was skilled to do when there was nobody around. So now in front of everybody, he's only continuing what he was doing behind the mountain. So listen, there's no such thing as overnight success. The problem is we only judge people by the fruit, but we never see what's applied to the roots. Oh my Lord. Anyway, so David goes out, does his thing. He was determined to succeed. As a matter of fact, when the king told him, you're too small, you're too young to go out and face an opportunity this big, David said, I'm not concerned with that because I've been preparing for opportunities. I've been doing this already. You just haven't seen me. Do not let people minimize you because they can't see all of you. No. David was determined. He said, you know what? I've killed the lion, I've killed the bear, and this Philistine is going to be just like one of them. I'm determined to succeed. You know what? Because he watched his father's sheep to please the father. Now he's going to kill the Philistine to please the father, God. He's still in the same arena doing the same thing. A lot of people think, well, oh, here you are doing something else again. Oh, no, I've been doing this the entire time. You just discovering it. Yeah, can I give you a business secret? Can I give you an insider trade secret here on TC Talks? You don't need to go out and find your clients. They're already looking for you. You just have to become more findable. Yeah. I got David here. David, was that good?
Yes, sir, it was.
You don't need to go searching for another opportunity. It's looking for you. Just can't find you. How do I make myself more findable? Be determined to succeed. What are you wasting your time doing? Are you just binge watching your favorite shows? Are you just spending 8 hours at your job? So, ooh, I'm just glad to be home. Kick off your shoes and put on your favorite pajamas and just lay there and just get something to eat and go to sleep and do it all over again the next day. What time do you have to squeeze in for self-development, for professional development? Even though you're working a 9 to 5, yeah, that's great. You need to do that. But you got to make sure that there's some time in that you're building you. Because you spend 8 hours building somebody else's dream. Question is, How much time you spend building yours? And then here's a question. Why do you want to build it? Do you know the reason why most people stay broke all their life? Is because they don't serve anybody else. If your dream is only serving you, you might as well go ahead and wake up. It should always be so massive that it's serving outside of you and anything that's intimately connected to you, such as your spouse or your kids. If y'all are the sole benefactors of your dream, then I'm sorry, it's not really a dream. It's just a small idea. But you got to be determined to succeed. TC, how do I do that? Because sometimes I'm my own worst enemy. I'm so glad you asked. They say repetition is the mother of learning. It's the father of skill. You don't have to read every book that's been published on self-development, on leadership, on business, on whatever context that you're trying to break into. Let me say something to you. You got to do something so well that it's just not conscious to you, but it seeps into that mystical part of your consciousness that you don't think about, that we call subconscious. When it gets there, that means you're thinking about it without having to actually actively think about it. It's just something that just in you. It's in you. It's in you. I'm reading this book for the third time, and you heard me. I've quoted from it already. Watch this. It says, failure will never be your result as long as your determination to succeed is strong enough. Why do you keep saying that? Because the more you say it, the more you hear it. The more you hear it, the more you believe it. I got to say it enough until my brain physically develops new neural pathways that makes that thing a conscious reality, and then it becomes a manifested reality. Yeah, because if this thing was easy, everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be doing it. When I came back from South Africa and I got back to the United States of America, I came back hitting the ground running. Yes, it was a wonderful trip. It was great exposure, wonderful opportunity, met some great people, tremendous hospitality. But I knew that that was not the pinnacle of the goal. That was just a part of the plan to continue to come back and do what the good Lord has called me to do. Number one, communicate with you. Number two, communicate the glorious gospel of Jesus Christ. Every platform you see me on, I'm going to do that. But watch this. That was just a notch in the belt of moving toward being a world-class communicator. So I got to come back. I still got to do my reps. Just like losing 105 pounds, I still go to the gym. I didn't get to 105 and stop. Guess what happened? If you get to 105 and stop, that 105 will easily come back. So maybe somebody out there, you made $1 million, but you stopped. Well, guess what? That you probably ain't got that million no more. Whatever you do to make the million, whatever you did to make the six figures, you got to keep doing that. Getting your reps up, getting your reps up, getting your reps up, getting your reps up. And you got to know the why. Most people do the what and don't understand the why. The what will not sustain you, but it's the why that won't allow the what to drain you. Whenever you feel like you're there, almost down and out, listen, when you feel like you want to cry, smile. When you feel like you're sad, sing a song. When it feels like you can't take another step, start jogging. Be determined to succeed. Be determined to succeed. It's in you to do. You already have the access. You just need the awareness. Before I close this out, I just want to let you know that potential that's never tapped into is just simply wasted creativity. So it's not enough to say, I believe I can do it, and you don't do anything. Let me close with this firebomb right here. Let me this nuclear right here. Your words need more than air behind them. They need action. Your words require more than air. They require action. Simply put, saying it won't producing it. But doing it will cause you to say it more. Okay. I hope that makes good and perfect sense to you. If not, rewind this episode and watch it again. You know why? Because your life deserves it. You are nature's greatest miracle. You defied the odds. You got here. Yeah, you are here. Now let the world know why God allowed your mom and dad to get together, to have their stress levels at the right level, their hormone level at the right level, that the sperm from the father hit the egg of your mother, and the timing was right. And here you are. And you mean to tell me that the best part of you is asleep? Be determined to succeed. And I got 2 words for you as I close out episode 14. Wake up. Build up. So you can go up and stay up. It's TC. Episode 14 of TC Talks. But before I go, you know what I always gotta say. Remember, live a life so that others can say. Now that right there, me and you, that is hope in motion. Until the next episode, my friends, I will see you soon. And remember, you are determined to succeed. All right. Have a great one.